Welcome to QuizDroid. I'm your host, Albot. I have prepared 20 questions, and you have 5 seconds to answer. Let's begin. Today's quiz. Music of the 80s. Question 1. Which of these songs were released by Pink Floyd? Another Brick in the Wall. Question 2. Which artist or band released the song All Night Long? Joe Walsh. Question 3. Which of these songs were released by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie? Endless Love. Question 4. Which artist or band released the song, Miss Sun? Boz Scaggs. Question 5. Which of these songs were released by Survivor? Eye of the Tiger. Question 6. Which artist or band released the song, Through the Years? Kenny Rogers. Question 7. Which of these songs were released by Michael Jackson? Billie Jean. Question 8. Which artist or band released the song, Breaking Us in Two? Joe Jackson. Question 9. Which of these songs were released by Tina Turner? What's love got to do with it? Question 10. Which artist or band released the song, Rock Me Tonight? Billy Squire. Question 11. Which of these songs were released by Madonna? Like a Virgin. Question 12. Which artist or band released the song, Sentimental Street? Night Ranger. Question 13. Which of these songs were released by Lionel Richie? Say You, Say Me. Question 14. Which artist or band released the song, I'll Be Over You? Toto. Question 15. Which of these songs were released by Heart? Alone. Question 16. Which artist or band released the song, Funky Town? Pseudo Echo. Question 17. Which of these songs were released by In Excess? Need You Tonight. Question 18. Which artist or band released the song, Wait? White Lion. Question 19. Which of these songs were released by Bobby Brown? My Prerogative. Question 20. Which artist or band released the song, The End of the Innocents? Don Henley. That concludes your quiz for today. Please like and subscribe. If you enjoyed today's quiz, click the top button to find similar quizzes. Or the bottom one to browse all.